Persian home, they had pointed roofs and sun porches. If you were poor in ancient Persia, you would live in a one-room house. If you were more wealthy and noble, you had a much bigger house. Persian families were a lot of times pretty large, and the father of a Persian family ruled the family similar to the way a king ruled an empire, meaning that his word was family law. Now, if you were a child in a poor family, when you were old enough, you went to work with your parents. If you were from a wealthy family, those people had people to watch the children. So you would, if you were a boy, you would learn how to fight and ride horses for a career in the military. If you were a girl, you would learn how to cook and raise children, which, unfortunately, in ancient times, as you've seen with all these different populations, they're sexist. They only taught the girls how to cook and raise children, even though there might be boys that could have been great at it. They only taught the boys how to fight and raise horses, even though there could have been girls that could have been great at it. So obviously, this sort of thing is not okay when we look at it thousands of years later. It's definitely, just another ancient civilization that has sexism running rampant through their civilization. Unfortunately, that was the case of every ancient civilization that we study. Now, if you were rich and a woman, you didn't go out too much. And when you did, you traveled by litter. Now, I'm going to show you what a litter is. It is this. So, this would be a rich woman, and these would be slaves carrying the woman wherever she needed to go, because apparently walking would be too much to ask for these people. If you were a poor woman, you were out all the time. Now, in terms of the Persian religion, when I talked about the Hebrews, I mentioned, obviously, Judaism. The religion of the Hebrews is a religion still practiced today. So is this next religion I'm going to talk about with the Persians. It is called Zoroastrianism. It's really practiced mainly in parts of Iran. Most of Iran today are followers of the religion Islam, but Zoroastrianism is definitely a religion that's still practiced in Iran. Not so much in other places in the world, but it is still a religion that exists today. So the way that it works is this. The Persians would worship two gods. So this would still be considered polytheism because it's more than one, even though it's only two, that's still more than one. So its name comes from the religious leader Zoroaster. Now I know that's an interesting name. Some of you look at it, I've had kids before that are like, does that say Zoroaster? No, Zoroaster. So Zoroaster had a major following, and he taught about these two gods. So one of the gods is named Ahura Mazda. So the Persians believe that Ahura Mazda is wise, truthful, and responsible for all the good in the world. Now, the second god they believed in is this god called Ahriman. They thought Ahriman was evil and responsible for all the bad things in the world. So the way this worked, the Persians believed that Ahura Mazda and Ahriman are at war, and based on how people behave, determines who's going to win the war. So if you were a Persian and you did good things, that's helping Ahura Mazda. If you were a Persian and did bad things, that's helping Ahriman. So the Persians would strive to do good things. And here's some of the things that would be considered good. So Zoroaster stated when people did good things like the following: when you told the truth, like you kept one's word, you gave to the poor, you listened carefully, you obeyed the king, and you treated others well, Zoroaster said, you're helping Ahura Mazda win. when people did some bad things, like if you were lazy or greedy or bragged too much, Zoroaster said that would be helping Ahriman. So the Persians believed that when they died, a list of good and bad deeds were drawn up, almost like the Egyptian weighing of the heart scale thing. And the Persians believed that if you were a good person, Ahura Mazda would grant you happiness in the afterlife. If you were a bad person, Ahriman would make sure you were punished in the afterlife. Now, it's not a situation of majority rules. There was definitely, they believed like some, like for example, if you were a fantastic person, but you murdered someone and that was the only bad thing you did, that is such a bad deed. They'd be like, no, that counts like way against you and that counts for Ahriman. So it's, you know, it's a little complicated. It's not like, you know, oh, 6-5, Ahura Mazda wins. No, it's not like that. It's kind of like the Egyptian like belief in terms of like what's in your heart determines if you're a good person or not. Now, this kind of philosophy is why the Persians treated their conquered people well. So the Persians, as part of their religion, thought if they forced people to practice their religion or change certain things, that would be helping Ahriman. So that's why they didn't do that. Now, the Persians were fine with their children being warriors, farmers, or shepherds, but they were not okay with merchants. The Persians believed that trading made people want to lie, cheat, or be greedy. And they thought these would all be activities that would support Ahriman. So, no Persian was a merchant. Now, you might be thinking, well, then how did they get stuff? That's where taxes come in. Because if you're a Persian, you're not a merchant, but the people you conquer are merchants. You're not forcing the people you conquer to practice your religion. So, if someone doesn't practice the religion of the Persians, like the people they conquered, they were allowed to trade because the Persians thought, well, if I stop them from trading, that's helping Ahriman because I'm preventing them from doing something. So the Persians got their stuff through taxes. Now, even though the Persians don't trade themselves, they do things to help improve trade for their conquered people. They improve and expand that system of roads that the Assyrians started. In fact, one road that's called the Royal Road went 1,600 miles. That's like the difference from like here to halfway across America. Using the Royal Road could turn a 3-month journey into one that only took 15 days because it's a direct route. Now I'm going to show you on the map where, oh no, let's go in here, where it was. It was from a town called Sardis. We're going to go to Sardis in Turkey. So there's Sardis. All right, so we're going to take directions from Sardis. And it went to Susa, which is in Iran. So there you see the distance for the Royal Road from Susa to Sardis. Okay. Now, that distance has been like, so 2,537 kilometers. What's that in miles? Hold on. 2,537 kilometers to miles. Let's see how accurate. That's about 1,576 miles, which is why in the notes, the Royal Road goes about 1,600 miles. So there you go. Now, they also had caravan. Now, you remember from the Chaldean notes, that's like the group of traveling merchants, caravan routes that go to China for silk. That was also created by the Persians. So in the Persian Empire, let me zoom out here. They also had routes to go to China. Now, there is a Persian province called Lydia where coins get invented. Coins are now a thing. Now, the province of Lydia is in what is today Turkey. So it's right over here. You can even see it, Lydia. It's what is today Turkey. And interesting thing, the people that were living here at the time, you're going to learn about this when we learn about the Greeks. There were some Greek Ionians living here. They're the ones that come up with this system of coins, and the Persians allow it in their empire. So it starts because people there started to trade for gold coins, and the Persians saw that it was such a better system because before coins, you had to, when you went to the market, you had to bring all the stuff that you had to possibly trade just in case that was part of the deal. But with a system of coins, trade increases because it's so much easier to set prices and get more products with the coins. So merchants started to carry cheaper everyday items more often as opposed to like one specific item that they had. So this invention of the system of coins is one that even though the Persians don't use them themselves because they don't trade, they allow the people to use it. So I'm going to tell a really bad joke here. Let's see if you can follow this. The Persians allow change even though they don't change their ways and use the change. You get it? Because change, coins. That was pretty bad. Okay. So that is the ancient Persians. And just because I'm sure some of you want to see it again, here's the Persian cats again. You want to see some more Persian cats? I'm going to hit the image tab. Let's see some cats. There you go. Oh, that one's cute. That one looks angry. Oh, this is all like grumpy cat looking things. Look at how angry they. Oh, that one looks super angry. Probably because I just picked its nose. But anyway, that is the ancient Persians.